My belief, though, is that we are resilient. We've been through things before, and we're going to get through this together if we're willing to buckle down and make some tough decisions. And the first one might be having to look at your budget.
Right now is a good time to do that. And it's because we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything, right?
It really is. This could be a perfect time to actually dig in and ultimately get control of your budget, maybe for the first time. And so the silver lining in all this is we really can't spend a whole lot of money. We can't travel, we can't eat out. There's so many things we can't do that maybe we're spending less money than normal right now. And it's a chance to evaluate what is our baseline budget? What are our fixed expenses?
Yeah. Justin Halverson with Great Waters Financial suggests downloading an app to help, like Mint, Clarity Money, or EveryDollar.
You can see everything you're spending. And at the end of the day, right now, if you don't have a paycheck, you're going to have to find ways to live on less and make some of these tough decisions.
Tip number 2 is to review your savings, but maybe not look at your 401k right now.
Make good decisions there. Don't panic. Don't sell when it's low. That's rule number 1, right? You're trying to buy low and sell high. Well, if you sell low, right now you're locking in permanent losses. But at the same time, if your budget's lower, you need to decide, can I still save for retirement? Do I need to just simply cut the savings so I can pay the bills today and not go into debt? We're all faced with some tough decisions right now, but now are the times where we realize how important an emergency fund is.
So your next tip would be to prioritize your debt.
If you can get control of your debt, now you're in control of your finances for the long haul. And so a great strategy to consider is a debt snowball, where you start with the smallest balance, pay that off first, and then take everything you were paying towards that and put it towards the next smallest balance and the next smallest balance. And before you know it, all those credit cards are paid off. You can move on to the vehicles, to the home, and start getting yourself out of debt and putting yourself in control of your money.
The last thing you say is read the fine print. What does that mean?
So right now, you may be struggling, you may be scrambling, trying to figure out how to put it all together. And so you're looking for loans. And there may be a lot of offers right now to get easy money, right? Because essentially the Fed has opened up a lot of lending programs, and there are some really good ones out there. But there's also some bad ones out there that you should really read the fine print. What is the interest rate? What are the terms? What are the consequences if you don't pay? If you're going to get yourself into more debt, make sure you know what you're getting into so you don't regret that decision later.